you're going to see a lot of Reaper Doomfist here. You couldn't play Pharah and just poke. If you play the Pharah, most likely you give up the point first and just chip damage and damage and damage in. But looks like with the way both teams are set up, their Reaper players are hovering over this Symmetra. That'll be the teleporter on forward, then the Reaper switch.
Both teams, perhaps a sign of respect, are going to meet in the middle with mirrored compositions. Doomfist and Reaper on the DPS. We'll see who shows an inclination, Matt, to want to move to the point first. China playing from the high ground and USA splitting somewhat.
Yeah, now China seems willing to give up point concession first, but Team USA does not want to play that game. They want to play out here in the open.
Eileen has made his way forward. He's made his way into the back line of the United States. Raucus is forced to back away awfully fast. The front line of China, though, is taking a heck of a lot of damage. Jinmu and Gushui seen better days, and the former goes down. It's a trade, though. Sinatra's removed by Eileen. Corey again poking at shields. The USA are happy with this. China now are the ones that have to come to them.
If they've lost Gushui, they cannot push up onto the point. Losing Gushui, you lose your Orisa. Orisa just has so much survivability. Obviously the shield as well. So you lose your Orisa, you have to back out of here. Team USA gets control of the point first.
Sinatra, a risky punch. He actually hit the roof. The bridge kept him from getting back to his team, but the kills are still traded regardless. USA saw that Sinatra wouldn't be able to get out easily, so they double down and commit. And all this time, they're accruing point capture percentage.
Yeah, but China wants to invest in this in terms of ultimates. Is gonna have Jinmu, Gushui team up to take out Raucus there. Now it's just Super on the point.
They're committing into 3v4, but USA go for the sound barrier. Super in deep trouble, getting pressured down, and he didn't have a shield available. Meteor strike for Sinatra, doesn't find any kills, but Gushui is very low, and he's down. Corey now has returned to the fray. The firepower was there for the USA, and the Death Blossom will create some space. But the USA may struggle to control now. It's going to be space trickling in with Moth. A Coalescence even committed.
Yeah, they
the
want to
USA
fight.
still control the point. They can stall this out a little bit longer here and get that percentage.
They end up using that Coalescence there. You may have wanted to hold on to that. That's going to be a Gravitic Flux. They get baited into it.
Evil Talon dropped down. Spike trying to go for it there. Still, the rest of his team crumbles after China hit the ground running.
And Space ended up backing out with the remainder of his teammates. And China thinks they can push forward and get some stagger kills there. What China doesn't account for is that Super is coming off of spawn. Space gets up in the air with the Gravitic Flux. They get a halt in. It's Gushui dropping down that Orisa supercharge, giving the extra damage. Then when USA tried to push forward, they were not able to survive through it.
It is loud in here. Eileen, did not initially notice the Doofus was there. Sinatra a little bit slow though. Now caught in a hole, middle of the map. Dueling cheers and dueling teams here on Ilios. And there it is, Jinmu makes contact. Raucus is down, but again, Gushui falls early in the fight. China needs a shield. Now they're just going to go the old-fashioned way, Matt, with the DPS. And it looks pretty darn good. Evil Tile finds two. China retain control, and they get in the lead on percentage.
Now we have ourselves a match as Elsa will get close to a Gravitic Flux here. Evil Tile also the sound barrier. Sinatra is going to have to get a halt here combination with his Meteor Strike to kick things off. You have the opportunity to at least get a pick off with that as the combo. It's got to be a good halt here from Super.
Elsa attempted an accretion. It's going to be tough for him to stop that damage. Sinatra swings through. Knuckle sandwich for Elsa. And he's had his fill. Sound barrier now, and Sinatra wants to get into the thick of things. USA looks like they value capturing the point. They've lost Raucus right now, and they've used sound barriers, so they're a little low on feeling, but they're back in the driver's seat for now.
And as soon as they kill Elsa, they feel okay investing the sound barrier, but now they're going to have to deal with this Gravitic Flux. China does have the Gravitic Flux and sound barrier. The sound barrier to kick things off.
Only on 4 though. China didn't get everyone barriered up, and Corey runs Jinmu down. He returns to the point. He has a Death Blossom. This could be nasty. Sinatra gets rid of Elsa, and Gushui had no protection. USA still in there, and they have a Coalescence and a Gravitic Flux for the next fight.
It's a big advantage now for Team USA, and it seems like China may have rushed that push as you didn't really get a great sound barrier off. If you're going to engage with sound barrier, you've got to connect with everybody.
95 and counting. This is last chance saloon for China. Gushui needs to get to the point and lay that supercharger down. Here's the contest. Jinmu Doesn't land the rocket punch, is forced to play from the fringes for a short time. Meteor strike, will there be a hold to combo it here? He's waiting for it. There it is! Raucus is down, it's traded out. Nylene makes a splash. Mop is removed. Corey just trying to hang in there, but China came up with the goods.
And they win the fight, Mitch, and they don't invest Supercharger. I mean, you have to use pretty much everything else, but Team USA, they're gonna have to have Super just go to Wrecking Ball, try and get a touch.
China are ready for this. 98%, 99. Super gets there. How long can he last for? Ducks off the point, but he's still alive. That's the most important part. USA only have 5 players on the point right now. They're waiting still for space to arrive, and Sinatra goes for the Meteor strike. Somehow they've still done this. They're still stalling out. Sinatra's down though. Elsa puts him to rest. And China look like they're on top of this. Super tries the pile driver. But there's no one really left for the USA now. It's just plain stall. And Mott can only do that for so long on his own. Corey, no sound, no depth blossom for him. He's going to have to get away from the point. And this overtime is likely to tick away.
Back and forth, but China strikes first. It's really just that one fight where they connect with a really nice halt. Just the patience of Jinmu with the Meteor Strike. He pops the Doomfist ultimate. You can tell like he's getting very close to it just being timed out. But usually lands the halt at the right time to take out Raucus, who's nearing the end of his coalescence. And then they're able to get Eileen onto the point. So much happening with the Doomfist and the halts and positioning. You're not accounting for the Reaper, and the Reaper comes from behind with a big Death Blossom.
Slow start for Sinatra here on Ilios. 2 final blows for 7 deaths. Wasn't able to have the impact on Doomfist his team needed last round.
So we've seen this from China, this look where they run this on Ruins in the series that we casted earlier in the weekend. They run Gushui on the Winston, this is his best hero, and then Elsa on the Wrecking Ball, and they play very aggressive. It's gonna be a Mei Bastion setup here for Team USA. Let's see if they can battle out this aggression
Elsa.
and get on the point.
Ouch!
Oh, that is risky.
Corey saw him coming and was ready. Hail of bullets. He made it rain. And Eileen follows soon after. China attempted not to really cap the point, but just to stay out of line of sight of Corey, but he's having none of it.
And I mean, trying to play the dive into Bastion, Mei, or Risa, Sigma. You probably have to change off of this if you're China, and they do. So they have Jinmu go over to Mei. Mei, a great counter against the Bastion. Now Gushui and Elsa, so you'll have the double shield. So
they will.
This is what we see teams go to frequently against Bastion.
They need this wall, not only to avoid getting blown up by Corey as they cross, but to pop him up above the shield of Super and make him vulnerable.
And it's a weird spot to try and land a wall, and it actually gives them an even bigger line of sight. Oh, hello.
Corey holds on, drops back down, back in the protection of Super's barrier. He is encased in shields. Another ice wall will make him vulnerable. He doesn't really seem to be copying too much scrutiny. He's going to drop down now, but Jinmu, sneaky flank from the backside. How did they not hear that coming? Corey's down, multi-mortality field also removed, but Elsa is caught out in the middle of the map. Accretion now, connecting with Gushui, and he's in a bad spot. Even the coalescence of Kyo wasn't able to keep him alive, and things are looking dire for China.
They actually get the Bastion at the beginning of it, but it is not enough. Everybody else falls on the point for China as Corey goes to Tracer. It's likely to just get back in the fight, but Corey does have a very strong Tracer, so we'll see him play high ground here. He's going to commit to the hero.
Not an easy one. It's pretty tough to run down either the Moira or the Lucio as Tracer. They're very difficult targets to finish off. Bit of early damage. Corey hoping to go in for a melee now. He's right up in the face of Gushui. Sitting on the Mega Health Pack though, so he was able to get most of that health recovered. Jinmu's forced into ice block here. The Blizzard came out. That was the defensive one. Trying to try and disengage, but USA rushed through the snow. They themselves get caught in a Blizzard, but it doesn't seem to matter. Space gets 2. Moth was frozen. Getting rid of Super is huge there, and US are down to 2 players as the Tracer and a Sigma left. I don't know how Space gets out of this one, Matt. Eileen is bearing down upon him at a rate of knots, and Corey falls down to Kyo as well.
So you will get a flip here for China, but Team USA get 99%. So now if you're Team USA, you probably consider just going back to Doom Reaper, the bread and butter. It's kind of what got you here. Now you'll be able to fight on the points. So take a look at the ultimates here for China. You'll have a Death Blossom, which Eileen's been very effective getting into different angles and different spots with it, and then coalescences for both sides.
Very quickly, USA, they speed boost in. Coalescence first, but Corey gets caught. Also traded though, the Coalescence does come up with the goods. Eileen trying to teleport away. He took a bunch of damage, and Sinatra was waiting for him. Very low, Sinatra. All he had to do there was touch the ground. He would have got plenty of shield back to the seismic slam, but he was caught halfway there, and China remained in control.
You know, this could get to a point where China can get to like 80% really quick, because they're going to have the Sigma ultimate, the Gravitic Flux. Team USA, you see, Mitch, you know, after investing in that last fight, they don't really have anything significant for this one, and then even maybe the next one. So you're looking at a game that could come down to one last fight.
They have no idea to use here. They have no clue. Gravitic Flux completely whispered. Jinmu doesn't miss. Gets raucous. But Evotal had already fallen, and he always had a sound barrier. That might have been what China needed to stay in this fight. Eileen gets mopped, though. Super and Corey chime back in, and the USA still have a Reaper active on the field until then. Jinmu cleans him up. Super too low. No shield for him, and with space on his own, it's down to possibly one more chance.
I mean, this is what I was talking about, that China was basically going to get up to 80% here on the point. And Team USA, you're going to have one really good shot with ultimates to flip it back, but China will have both support ults here. With the way they've comboed their halts with the meteor strikes, you expect Jinmu to at least be able to get one.
One more time. The USA push up. Sinatra stunned immediately. He's taken down by Elsa before the fight began, and now the USA at the door with 5. Space desperately looking for a location to go for the Gravitic Flux. Eileen doesn't have Wraith Walk available, and he's down. That's the trade. 5v5 now over on the point, and Space is pushing forward, looking for his next accretion target, trying to work Gooseway down. Knocked back behind the shield. Supercharger is in play currently. The USA are dealing big damage. Evotal is down. Sinatra punches Jinmu into next Tuesday. And the USA, they've done it! One apiece on Iliosa. We go to a third round.
Because at China, they end up using both their support ults. And I think what happens is when they connect with Sinatra at the beginning, they're so, they kind of smell blood in the water, so to speak. So they start to use both support ults and push on forward. But Super gets on the point, he's able to put down the supercharger. Good call from Space. He was trying to look for like a big Gravitic Flux, but just saw Eileen to the side. It's like, hey, let's just get the Reaper. The Reaper's a high-value target.
Eileen without Wraith Walk available.
So you're able to get one off of that and then easily flip the point. So we will go to well here, and maybe they try this. They're gonna try the Bastion again. This time it'll be Sinatra playing the Bastion, so they'll have the Widowmaker as well. So they have to expect the Jinmu far here.
More Bastion from Sinatra. USA definitely leaning on that hero quite heavily so far this World Cup.
One thing that does give Team USA a slight advantage with the composition is that they are running a Roadhog.
That could be resurrected though. Yep, Evotal was there to bring Jinmu back, so as heroic as it was from Corey, he doesn't have a mercy to bring him back into the game.
China, with running a Roadhog instead of a Sigma here, doesn't have a secondary shield to stand on the point.
Eileen's able to catch Raucous out now, and the USA are being whittled down. They try and throw a defensive shield towards their backside. That was Space taking care of business. USA control the point. It's hard, man, for China to really get in on them. If Jinmu's not in a great spot, Eileen cannot work these shields down.
Well, Jinmu is actually going hunting for Corey, who's come off the spawn. So Jinmu's playing a little bit of his own game in the back, where he feels like, okay, he's able to go get Corey. Now you can start to work back towards the Bastion.
The waiting down in the game now for the USA. China are going to come for them one way or another. Can they cut them down to size before they reach them? Oh, looking good. Barrage time. Immortality field. Accretion's going to stop Jinmu midway through, but Eileen managed to get right into them with the shields down. Jinmu didn't have to find kills with the barrage. Just get rid of the barriers.
And in that instance, Team USA, they're forced to respect Jinmu in the sky. They know the barrage is coming, but then they also have the damage that's coming down from the Roadhog, the Orisa, and then the Widowmaker also. You cannot just let Eileen have free lanes to get these shots off. And they try and play like the lesser two evils. Doesn't work out.
Corey's expecting to get pushed again. He knows that Jinmu's been flanking, looking for him. He's being targeted. But Space gets rid of Kyo here. Evotal has to pop the Valkyrie, which means right now, Jinmu doesn't have a pocket. Sinatra.
Jinmu doesn't know where Corey is right now, though, because of the infrasight.
Sinatra's down. Corey's been found by Evotal of all people. The famous Caduceus Blaster Mercy play. It worked out. USA now fall behind. 33% to 42. And I saw that, Eileen.
Eileen pushing on forward here. So now Sinatra has gone Reaper here. This puts even more pressure on Corey. Corey will go Hanzo. So with this type of composition, you're going to let Jinmu rain in the sky, put down the rockets. You're going to try and go for the tanks here. You're going to try and go for the tanks and Keo, because Keo has to stay around the tanks to heal them up. You have a lot of front-loaded damage here for Team USA.
China only has one shield, Matt. They've got the Roadhog instead of the Sigma.
You can see the way that Team USA is rotating around through the lighthouse, that they're trying to get to these tanks.
Jinmu living dangerously. Corey forced to go inside, but Eileen's been taken down. Elsa, he's too far away to get value out of the whole hog. And the Gravitic Flux squashes him like a pancake. USA almost in a position to capture this point now. Corey's just taking skeet shots into the sky. Storm Arrow, Accretion whizzes overhead, but he finds the shot he was looking for.
And China, actually, they make the right play there. When they have Team USA coming through the lighthouse, they rotate all the way out. They get caught with a halt and a Gravitic Flux, because Team USA knows they cannot let China just kite them on the map, let the Pharah rain the rockets down. So now we have an Eileen switch over to Doomfist. So this will be a little bit of a deterrent to push through these tanks, right? With the Doom just being able to one-shot kill somebody with a rocket punch.
Rockets, oh, he almost fell there. He went for the Coalescence and it saved his life ultimately. And they got Elsa.
He would have used Barrage there if you didn't lose Elsa at the beginning. I mean, they were trying to set a Barrage play up.
No immortality field anymore for the USA. They've switched off that Baptiste Bastion mix. So a Barrage, definitely, potentially lethal, but Corey catches Jinmu out.
Evil Tall dead as well.
And they're chasing. They're gunning for these kills.
I mean, that's the scary game you play if your Pharah gets taken out, especially with nobody else alive. The Mercy has nowhere else to fly.
Jinmu just has to hit a barrage. He has to turn this around now for China. They're in a position where they could lose this map after such a strong start. Kiwa's Coalescence, they've got all the tools, Matt. It's the DPS ultimate that could be scary. It's time for Dragon Strike. Gushue trying to get away from it. Ton of damage, but he's getting healed up by Evil Tal. Sinatra goes in. Sinatra! No kills from him, but the rest of his team have done it. The USA start strong. 1-0.
Jinmu's never able to get that rocket barrage off. He was trying to play around the barrage setup play. Team USA recognized it. They got aggressive every single time. They were able to get a first pick off, and they were never able to get use of that big Pharah ultimate for China.
Discipline and composure is what got them here. And it's what's going to get USA all the way if they want it enough. Map 2 is right around the corner.
The 2019 Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready. Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch World Cup. And by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of the Overwatch World Cup.
Il arrive pour le deuxième point, mais ils peuvent encore passer. C'est fait! Le double kill à domicile!
Last 2 years, represent France is a huge honor for us.
Là où personne ne nous voit.
When esport was recognized in US or in Korea, it wasn't in France.
Unbelievable! 3 now for Sue!
It's not representing a team, it's representing a nation, and there's a ton of people watching you because they are French and they want us to win.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon. Facebook Gaming, a world of play. Corsair, do your thing. And by NVIDIA.
Welcome back, everyone. Zoe here, and I'm joined by a very special guest. We have the Executive Vice President from T-Mobile with me right here. Please give it up, make some noise for Dave Carey. Dave,
Hi,
thank
Zoe.
you so much for joining me down here for a few
I love
words.
it. I love it. It's fantastic to be here tonight.
Yeah, we have a fantastic crowd and a very good game going on. What are your impressions so far of the Gold
My
match?
impressions, are you kidding me? Watching the pros up there play are just amazing. But, you know, the energy that's coming in the arena here from all the fans.
Yeah, let's
just
hear it.
fantastic.
Let's make some noise. Now, as we all know, this final is just a small part of everything going on at BlizzCon. What got you the most excited this year?
You know, I came in for yesterday and today, and the first impression I had, this is my 5th BlizzCon, by the way, and it's always about the fans. The fans are what make this and build a community here at BlizzCon that is second to none. And I have to tell you, I've been really impressed with what Blizzard has done with this over the years. They're a fantastic partner of ours, and what they've done to build this community around the world is just nothing short of fabulous.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, as the sponsor for the World Cup Grand Finals here, T-Mobile is asking fans to get involved with the T-Mobile MVP. Can you explain us more about that?
Absolutely. The way we roll at T-Mobile, it's all about our customers and our fans. So we decided this year that you ought to pick the MVP. Not us, you!
All right, you hear it, you hear it. Get involved and cast your vote for the T-Mobile MVP.
So here's how you vote. If you use Twitter, you go hashtag T-Mobile MVP and then the player tag, okay, the battle tag. If you happen to be watching on live stream on Twitch, use the overlay, the online overlay to vote battle tag for your player and MVP, and then a little later we'll make that award together tonight.
All right, couldn't be easier. So you hear it, get involved, vote for your MVP of the Grand Finals, and let's be honest, there's a lot of great players to pick from. It's not an easy vote.
This is not easy. Watch them up there. USA, my friends over here from China, go, man.
Right on. So we have map 2 coming up in just a little bit. Are you guys ready for the action?
Are you ready?
They certainly are. So for all the action, let's head it on back over to our casters, Uber and Mr. X.
Thank you very much, Zoe, and you're not wrong. I'd say the race for T-Mobile MVP today is going to be pretty darn tight. A lot of potential candidates, many of them in this very game, of course.
I mean, I think the MVP should come from this game. They're in the gold medal match. Absolutely. And that's kind of how the MVP works, at least in my opinion. But no, a lot of candidates, you can think of like 3 or 4 of the players on either of these teams that could be in contention for the MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you know, from what we've seen from our Sigma players in this particular matchup. Space and Elsa, of course. Corey, pretty hard not to, want to give him that accolade. Eileen, Jimmy look fantastic. Sinatra, I mean, he's already won a T-Mobile MVP. Maybe looking to add another one.
Why not get a second one? I mean, get a gold medal, get another MVP, take a little bit of a break, and then, come back next year, try and get another one.
Probably starting to get a pretty over-crammed trophy cabinet by this point, but map number 2 in this series will be King's Row. If you just joined us, you missed a barn burner of a control map. We may return to that game type if we need to. On this one, we've seen China already this tournament. They did win their last outing on this map.
It'll be Team USA on defense here, kicking things off as they're playing a little bit further down the stairs. They don't want to get spotted early with the strategy they want to employ. So this time we have Sinatra on the Bastion, double shield. Corey on the Hanzo. Let's see what China decides to do. And
what is this?
Something only China does is they're going to try and dive this. So you bring out the Genji, you have the Reaper in play for the teleporting abilities, and you go Winston Diva, a little bit of a throwback.
It is dive time, baby. Now, the tricky part about this, and maybe the reason why we're not seeing much of this kind of composition is But TC Mortality Field, hard to deal with. Kind of hard to dive into. Let's see if this works out for China. So far, not so great for Jinmu. Sinatra might struggle here, though. Great body blocking from Super, but he's knocked off the high ground. It don't matter, though. The dive has not paid off.
I mean, that's kind of why you don't see it that often, though. Eviltal takes out Moss, so won't have the Immortality Field, but still, everybody else here dropping for China. Gushui's still alive. The largest target for China somehow makes it out with his life. Okay, Gushui's gonna go try and spawn kill Moth here. So we have Gushui in position where Moth comes off the spawn. You have Eileen here as well. So they've spotted Moth. So they're gonna keep him isolated here by the spawn. And now Team USA, they have to rotate out.
Oh, they're all going back.
They have to.
And there it is. Great rotation. They cast Jinmu again. Corey just takes his head clean off with an arrow, and I feel like China now feel a bit awkward.
They give themselves a lot of space, but what are they gonna do with it? Because the Bastion's coming back.
Gushui is still that large, though. He is still up behind and above the United States lineup. Problem is, he's on his own.
I mean, he's way far out.
He's gone on safari right now, looking for some health packs, some vittles.
He's going by point B to try and get health pack, but he's gonna have a primal rage coming back. So we know what Gushui is capable of doing with that Winston ultimate. You have a nano boost here to use as well, maybe for damage reduction.
Corey's done about 40% of his team's damage. Here comes the Winston, though. Nano boost on him. Great Dragon Strike. Look at that.
Cheek.
If you want to have a date with Sinatra, you've got to face the Dragon first. Put to sleep briefly. Sinatra is nano boosted in this tank form. He's not able to find many targets, though. Trying to be able to stay out of his scrutiny. And Eileen is able to run him down.
It's a nice play by Corey, right? Shoots the Dragon directly where Sinatra's setting up because Gushui uses the primal rage. That tells you it's time to go for China. Team USA, they're going to get back on and touch. Supercharger from Suber.
Corey's Tracer. What a nuisance. Burns Elsa down, and now he's looking for more. Kyo is in deep trouble. The Dragon Blade for Jinmu, not often we see these with space. Denies.
That aim from Corey's. That is clean. As he comes out the spawn. Just one clips, two separate players. Quick kill, reload, another quick kill, and then basically takes out Kyo, forces him all the way back. And they only gave up one tick of permanent progress, and we have a minute to go.
Remember,
so Team USA in a great spot.
Tracer, her damage fall off occurs a lot later now. Oh, and what is going to have to come down eventually. Sound barrier though for China, they had to use it there, especially with how deadly that aim was from space. Corey now looking to maybe work down those larger targets. Pulse bomb on the inside of the shield, and so Gushui nimbly steps ahead of his own barrier. And now China again are going to have this space to work with. The USA have to give it up to a degree. 4 players to work with, that's all they've got.
They're trying to get coalescence here. Raucus has it now. Now they're going to try and get on the point.
Off though, we got taken down, and Raucus got interrupted. Rocket Punch shut him down. And now it's a matter of cleanup. Eileen getting his hands dirty as only Reaper does. Sinatra will fall to an accretion. China are on the road.
Yeah, not easy there, though, for China. As they come out with that dive at the beginning against the Bastion setup, and it just does not work. As Team USA, they have no problems going with the mirrors. You know, maybe Raucus able to live with that coalescence. He would have been able to get Space up on the point. Space could have just played directly in front of the coalescence. You may have been able to keep him alive. Lasts a little bit longer. The Wrecking Ball comes back. Maybe you're able to make a stand there, but China one on the cart here. They're going to try and take a fight at this next corner.
Sinatra wants this position. He eventually gets it. Eileen and Jinmu have to back up and play around the rest of their team. Sinatra knocked back as he tried to go in for the punch. He saw someone behind the USA, but he has to focus on what's in front right now. He's knocked up. Sound barrier, though, keeps him alive. Great timing from Mock to keep him in the fight. And finally, Jinmu has taken him down. It was very tough to bring out of the fight. Corey trades out. Eileen was able to find him there, and Space falls to the gravitic flux. This is going to be a bit of a messy fight now. Sinatra trying to get away from the coalescence, and so is Super, but halted back in is Sinatra, and he goes down. Raucus trying to keep Super alive, but also having to deal with Eviltal that's in his face. Super's essentially on his own here, and Moth couldn't escape either. Raucus now will just die on the cart and try and stall.
Yeah, China just trading those kills out. One, they have the spawn advantage. 2, Kyo also held on to his coalescence a little bit longer. Gets it off towards the end. You're using the coalescence, the other team doesn't have it. You're about even in terms of player count. You're going to come out on top. So China wins the fight. They pushed forward because they know players from Team USA were lingering. They were coming back off of the spawn trying to fight.
China going to make a costing for the USA to get out of this foundry. Meteor strike, where are we going? Jinmu not looking for a kill just to get to the back line. That might have worked against him though. Eileen swings in for 3. And that fight is absolutely over.
China makes up some time here. They do get stopped once, but still basically an OT, taking point A, now able to get point B. So now 2 minutes on the clock here for China to complete the map. They have no ultimates going into the next fight, which is a good sign for Team USA. This next corner is one of the hardest ones in the game to get around. Team USA is here going to fight it pretty hard. They're going to go coalesce on the way in.
Yep, speed boost though. Evil Tail managed to get China out of trouble. They're trying to chase them. You see, Space even went to the extent of using the gravitic flux just to try and get some kills. This could backfire. Coalescence now comes from China, but the US, they're already committed to this fight. It's all gone wrong. Elsa chases Corey down, and China now pushed back in.
They do end up using some ultimates, though, to get the cart moving again. Where Team USA, they can come back Supercharger. They have a sound barrier of their own. China has no support ultimates here, so you do have a chance to get the hold here for Team USA, as the cart has not made it around this final corner towards the home stretch just yet.
Frustration showing now for the USA. It's a sound barrier to counteract the gravitic flux. Raucous knocked sky high. Eileen has to Wraith walk very quickly out as Sinatra accosted him. He may not be allowed to escape. He's able to get back inside to healing, but an accretion sends him sprawling.
So now with a minute to go, you're China, you kind of look across your board, and what do you have? They have the Meteor Strike coming online. Although they didn't even use a halt with Jinmu's last one, so you gotta actually land a halt with this Meteor Strike. You probably attempt that first, and then when Jinmu lands, he's gonna be weak. That's when the Coalescence needs to come. But look at the aggression from USA. They're gonna be forced to use these ults early.
Corey was waiting for them to come, but they decided, no, we're gonna take the fight to China, says the USA. Jinmu drops down on Raucous, and Corey, oh, that's a compromising one there. Again, the USA push aggressively out, and they lose pretty heavily.
They don't get Evil Tail to use that sound barrier. He holds on to it. He knows Space has had this gravitic flux for a while, but look at this.
My.
Corey with the Bastion switch at the end. We've seen this be deadly in the past here on Kings Row.
Here we go. Eileen is going to be safe from the Bastion where he's standing. Can't really do too much to help his team. He has to race walk back to them. He realizes now this has got to be a big sound barrier. Gravitic flux. Corey is knocked up in the air by the wall. The Space has already found Eileen. China are down to 1 DPS, and it's only Jinmu. That's not a lot of damage. And Corey is the opposite. He's got all of it. That's 1. That's 2. And there it is. In overtime, the USA flick the switch, and they hold the door.
Bastion so difficult to beat there towards the end of Kings Row. Jinmu does make the play, switches over to Mei. But just I know the wall is just not in the right spot there. So China, they do get 2 checkpoints. They get very close, where Team USA basically needs to complete the map. I mean, where the payload got, it is right near the end of the map. So still a good offense there from China.
Looked like they'd be struggling in that second phase of the map.
They struggled on the first phase. I mean, they were trying to play that Winston Diva into the Bastion with the Hanzo on the other side from Team USA, and it just not work.
What do you think? What do you think sort of gives them the inclination to try that sort of classic dive comp against what you expect from Batiste?
Because Elsa plays a ton of Diva, Gushue is one of the best Winstons in the world, and then Jinmu's a tremendous Genji.
You're playing to the strengths of your team as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked in the past, but now, I mean, Overwatch just evolves over time, right? And now there's the Immortality field of Baptiste, and there's the Accretion of Sigma, and there's just a lot of different abilities that kind of prevents you from being able to do that, right? Like, the composition they were going with is really about the burst damage and taking out targets quick. You can't do that when the other team has the Baptiste with the Immortality field, and then you're also getting like tons of healing, whether it be like from Moira or Ana when you were running it there. So it's very difficult to be able to burst through those targets. You need to get those supports first, but they're in such perfect positions you can't access them.
Well, we're reaching fever pitch here inside the BlizzCon Arena. And so we should, because this is ridiculous.
Let's see the Super Reinhardt again.
Oh, no, he's doing it. Reinhardt again out the gates.
So we saw them do this on Nepal, so they ran Super on the Reinhardt as,
oh dear,
he's in a little bit of trouble. He gets walled off. He's able to live here, but he's not able to swing. Now he's getting topped up in terms of health.
Nasty fire strike there. Eileen just trying to work those shields down. Super's caught in a corner. Another Maywall punishes him, but in the meantime, Gooshwave has been carved out of the formation for China. Eileen, despite being knocked away, was able to get rid of Sinatra. USA may fizzle out here on this attack. Super valiant as always on the charge. Unfortunately,
they use a coalescence trying to keep him off.
Yeah, Kyo uses his as well, in fairness.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, especially from Kyo's end, right? I mean, you just have one player down. I guess the player you've lost is the one who's controlling the choke with the walls, but USA may want to try and push this.
Super's still looking for the play and potentially a shatter against double shield. He's going to have to content himself with just shattering a Reaper, I'd say. Whatever he can get, he's going to go for. He sees Evil Tile, lines up the fire strike. It's a tick already. Super's creating a heck of a lot of space for his team with a Gravitic Flux. What goes up must come down. Space a little low on the back line. Super has to turn his shield because Eileen is there again. Another 4K fight. Trying to once again stave off the USA.
They give up 2 ticks though. Now Super's going to come back. We'll see if he stays on the Reinhardt. I thought this was potentially like a control-only strat. Look at China, they're getting really aggressive. It looks like they get a wall here early. They just kind of catch a few of the USA players sleeping in the spawn.
Look, I mean, that wall's cooldown and the spawn time of the USA aren't that different. I mean, China can keep doing this.
Well, 6 ultimates here for Team USA. Let's see what they decide to do. Maybe, I know you shatter first, try and get a big shatter. If you shatter, you're able to save some of these ultimates, right?
There's the Maywall.
It's not good though. I mean, big opening.
Meteor strike, Sinatra, he's searching, doesn't find anything. Jinmu goes in with the Blizzard now. Super, there was a shatter in there somewhere, Matt, but it wasn't exactly earth-shaking. Sinatra gets 2 kills. He'll need more, though, if he wants to get his team across the line at point A. Gooshway boots him out.
Space has caught Elsa here, and you still have your Moira, so
only 3 plays left for China.
Super's going to come back. You're going to have Core here as well. As Team USA, they only need 1 tick here.
China running low on numbers here. The spawn advantage is there for the USA, and they know it. China are giving it up. They give away point A.
You know, with all the flashy plays we've seen from Corey and Sinatra, Space on the Sigma has been a rock star for Team USA. You caught it a little bit, maybe.
Nice.
Caught it maybe a little bit from Sinatra's POV, but he was actually trying to get over the Maywall that Jinmu had down at the time, and he's using the Seismic Slam, and Space actually times it perfectly and gets the Sigma barrier there to be able to get him out vertically, which is very difficult to do in terms of you know, trying to position it and then also doing it in the actual fight. So really nice shield positioning from Space all tournament long.
Just on the corner, China are going to try and hold here. Sinatra's hoping one of them overextends so he can get an easy punch. Nothing's going to be easy from here on. Gravitic Flux, that damage is going to be healed up for the most part. Corey got to the back line, so did Eileen. Another one, tries to go for the death helicopter, only gets mobbed. Trade his life, just 1 kill for that ultimate. Jinmu quickly pieces the heck out over the rest of his team. Gooshway was lucky to get around that corner before he got picked up. Corey's going deep again. Meteor strike, perfect! Q and Evil Tile plus Gooshway, a brace of kills for the young superstar. And it was all the halt that brought them together. Super gave up his life to make sure they got the fight win.
And that is something we have not seen China be able to do. Combo their halts with the Meteor Strikes. They had a few opportunities on their offense, were not able to put it together. That time, a big one for Team USA, and you see how devastating of a combo it can be. It's going to allow them to get the cart very close to getting the second checkpoint. China will get another fight, though.
Gravitic Flux, Space is trying to make it so China can't contest this point with their full team. It works for now, but they waited it out. There's still time for China to touch. Under a meter left, and now they shift gears. Meteor strike there. Jinmu, oh, it doesn't work out. Raucus is able to get the coalescence healing, and Corey caught the Doomfist as he landed. They got the checkpoint. China was shifted off, and they committed a sound barrier to this fight. This is not where they want to be right now, man. This is not what they asked for.
It just is getting worse. Does that mean you tried to get back on the point? You committed sound barrier. It's not good now. Team USA, knowing they don't have Flux on the other side and sound barrier, that allows Moth to use this for free. And you can push on through it. With the way Corey and Sinatra have been playing, they get a sound barrier and they get to go on in, and you're looking at a map completion and a finish here for Team USA.
Death Blossom, Corey fancies a bit of argy-bargy, does he? Evil Tile is down. Elsa is not going to get away with this easily. That sound barrier came late for the USA, but it means Corey can keep going. Elsa with 2 though. Gooshway backs up behind his shield, but Sinatra knocks him away from it. That's instant death for the Orisa. Another gravitic flux, that was quick. Space, I see you. The card, it gets there. One more step towards glory for the United States. One step away from the gold. They're barely breaking a sweat. Back and forth game, all they had to do was finish the map on King's Row. And on that last stage, they had over 2 minutes to do it. They're a step ahead right now. China need to make a giant leap to catch them. We've got one more map, hopefully more than that, but China have to step it up.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready.
Prepare to fight!
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Connie.
That's some accident. I can help you file a claim on the State Farm app.
My insurance app doesn't do that.
Indeed. Let's split a cab to the con.
Every superhero has an origin story. We all gotta start somewhere. For us, it was the U.S. Air Force.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon. Facebook Gaming, a world of play. Corsair, do your thing. And by NVIDIA.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overwatch World Cup 2019. Youth, talent, and hunger aren't in short supply on this stage, with the United States edge ahead once more in map number 2, now taking themselves to match point after King's Row.
And I love when we bump out a commercial, we get a little bit of the player shots there, and you can see how hyped these players are on Team USA for this opportunity, for this moment, because it's been something they've thought is a realistic outcome for the first 3 years that we've had the Overwatch World Cup.
Sometimes even more than that.
Yeah, and I mean, and it hasn't come really close to fruition, but now this is their moment. One game away from winning the gold medal.
I think back to watching China go up against France, and when China was winning some of these maps, just the relief that was on their faces. They were fighting tooth and nail to be in this game. So did the United States. They had to get through South Korea a second time to make it here. Neither of these teams, of course, have won a World Cup before. The USA, I mean, a lot of hopes in this arena rest on their shoulders.
And I would say USA, the first map is close. Map number 2, King's Row, pretty USA heavy.
Didn't feel close, right?
No, but China is a very tough opponent. I think it just speaks to how strong Team USA is this year. I think the Team USA that did it, China probably runs away with the whole thing. I mean, they were that strong coming into it. The fans, Very loud support of the Team USA today. You can hear they know the scenario. One more map. Is that map going to be Dorado, or does China have some fight in them? We extend the series.
This is their last chance for China to strike in this series. The USA, for much of their run up until now, have had some pretty clean results. It's only until they get to this top-heavy bracket when they're really challenged. And individually, that's definitely where they're feeling pressure map, but as a unit, they feel cohesive. China on Dorado. Want to open up with the Sombra here for Eileen.
I really like, usually we don't talk about sides, because it's not really super interesting. But I really like the fact that Team USA is starting here on offense. I think with a 2-0 series lead, you go on the attack first. You have to be confident in your game, right? If you set a great time, that ruins the morale of China. They know they're down 2-0, then they have a big hill to climb. I think a really smart move here, to have this attack be USA first.
Corey opens on the Widow, just in case Jinmu is up for his old tricks on the Pharah. Still sees nothing. Mikli peeks out a bit further. Oh, he spotted the Reaper. Jinmu's cover is blown. And now he has to drop down to the ground and fight normally. Super got hacked there, and Sinatra just got blown to smithereens before Moth had a chance to deploy the Immortality Field.
Corey's just looking for a shot here, looking for an angle, but while he's doing that, the Bastion's down. Everybody on his team's got to back up, as you do not have enough damage to deter the front line of China for pushing on in.
Jinmu retakes his purge for a brief moment, but doesn't brood for long. USA switch now, take a Mei for Corey, Raucous. Moth switching. But he's back on the Batiste. Diana is hacked here. No biotic grenade available for the next couple of moments. Raucous close to nano boost as well. And Moth is already down. Eileen is causing a lot of problems here on the flank. And it may not be enough. Sinatra gets rid of Jinmu. Eileen now has to pull the plug. He has to get out.
Yeah, they nano the Bastion there to keep Sinatra alive. Now he'll get it set up onto the cart, get it going. As Eileen very close to an EMP. We'll see if he's able to get it off as Raucous switches over to Moira. So the Moira, you can still provide a ton of healing even if you get hacked. See if Moth can dodge this, maybe land a long-range Immortality Field. He's playing up on the bridge.
He has to hope that Eileen doesn't try and jump him. He's playing out of that EMP range, man. Like you pointed out, Geo gets destroyed by an accretion. And Eileen still goes for the EMP anyway. What is going on? Why do you think he commits that ultimate there, Matt? Switching off now, perhaps?
Maybe you switch off, but even then, I mean, you had lost, what, 3-4 players at that point, and then you commit the EMP?
That could be a critical mistake for China.
And it looks like he's going to continue to play it as he's come out of the spawn on it again. So now you don't have to, you would have loved to have EMP like Supercharger here to combo in this next fight, but you burn the EMP, you get nothing with it. That is tough.
Are China out of ideas against this comp, man?
No, I don't think they're out of ideas. I think they know they want to play this. They played it all tournament. I just think that their use of ultimates has been a little bit too risky in this game.
Raucous able to fade away before he gets hacked. Corey did get hacked though, and now Jinmu is free to go to work on the front line. But he got both supports already. China just walk on up here and get rid of the healing of the USA. That's kind of crazy, right? Jinmu's able to walk onto that card mat and just get rid of both healers. Because Raucous' fade was forced by Eileen trying to hack him.
Yeah, but I mean, how many fights are you gonna realistically win and bank on with Jinmu just getting into the backline, using a Death Blossom, and having some other things go right to take out 2-3 players? So that's why I think Team USA, they come out with the Bastion again. They feel pretty good about getting it to the card. All they got to do is keep track of Eileen.
Supercharger and Coalescence straight away. China, they make no bones about it. They want to fight here. Sound barrier even thrown in. They're using so many of these ultimates. Gravitic Flux spaces up and get Goose Ray at the very least here, but USA again running short on legs. Jinmu now going to push up.
Now you switch if you're USA. So they'll go over to the Doomfist. Here comes the Reaper. So this is the comp for Team USA. China, all they have is EMP here. So, but the EMP can be pretty devastating to a hero like Doomfist. So I think the focus for me for this fight for Team USA is going to be Corey. If the EMP comes through, Reapers can still do a lot while being EMP'd. So Corey will have to come up big.
Sinatra though can't. That's the issue. Just sort of walks around and looks at people angrily. Okay, Eileen opted not to go for a dare, and actually him translocating out. Yeah, he has to go for that EMP right now. 6 players, lights out, United States.
I think he would have went for it a little bit earlier, but Space was just spy checking on the Sigma, just kind of primary fire all over the place, kind of like Diva, where there's no ammo clip, you have infinite ammo.
There's no opportunity cost for
right, so there's no reason for him not to just fire, and I think he just kind of connects with Eileen. Eileen comes out of stealth, that's why you see him translocate.
Unlike Diva, Sigma doesn't even slow down while he's firing, so you might as well just hold mouse 1 the whole round. Halt, no accretion, also just throwing the hyperspheres in there, bouncing a lot in that little alley. Here's the coalescence, quick stun, Elsa, kinetic grasp. Evil Tail's already gone down, so time to play the Gambits. Trying to drop Sinatra down. Sinatra a short-range punch away. Jinmu was able to catch Corey after he landed from the gravitic flux, but that's all. Trying to don't get nearly enough from that exchange. They could be in trouble.
And it's a nice supercharger from Super. It's placed around the corner, so nobody can access it. See a little bit of a battle here between Jinmu and Sinatra, as Gushli now has invested his supercharger, and there comes in a hack for Eileen.
Sinatra's safe there. Even if he was hacked, he was able to step inside a small room, and China needs to touch the cards. Jinmu has to give up his life for a short contest, but there's only going to be 3 China players in the vicinity now, and they know it may not be worth contesting. Eileen has an EMP, they're going to have a crack.
Use it, is he?
Yep, he's going to use it. They've already lost Elsa. Surely not. Another EMP straight down the gurgler.
I think we all saw that one coming. From the top-down POV, he's set up onto the cart, and you have just, I believe it's Elsa and Kyo coming back, but they're in the choke. They're not even in a position to make a play. He doesn't connect with Raucus, who gets the coalescence off, so now changes for China. Eileen will now play Reaper. Jinmu moves over to the Doomfist.
Oh, look at this flank. Look at this very fast push to the card, but it's only Super. China didn't catch anyone out by making that quick rotation. Gravitic Flux, Elsa, kinetic grasp to block it out, but he's in trouble. He just got jumped on. China thought they were the ones that were starting to fight off by trying to group up onto Super, but USA disengage and do the same thing back, only better.
Now the cart will get under the bridge here. Sound barrier for both teams. Kyo does have the coalescence, so that can be big, but Corey with the Death Blossom, where is he going to play with this? It looks like just came off the spawn, coming around that first corner. Where does he get to with this Death Blossom?
Jinmu's trying to flank on Doom. He catches Corey. He's over the top. Close to a Death Blossom. He's looking for Kyo. Here he goes. Spin to win. But there's a sound barrier in play. Evil Tail's able to keep his support alive. Fantastic sound barrier from the Chinese Lucio player. Corey now placed on the top of the car while he can, but that was a massive kill. Gushui's down. Sinatra found the punch. Here's the Meteor Strike, this has to be big. Jinmu can only reposition with it now, trying to pressure Space down more. He's able to dodge the accretion, but not the rocket punch from Sinatra. Now he's out of position. Sinatra's chasing him, but he returns back to the fight. Gravitic Flux on point, but Jinmu and Evil Tail have already gone down. China are running out of numbers here. Corey playing off to the side, trying to use the barrier. He spent too long taking a breather. USA, they've run out of gas a little bit here. Raucus is trying to keep Super up, but the shield is working. In the meantime, Corey gets 2. Can he find more? Another Death Blossom. No, it's interrupted by a rocket punch. That was close. USA almost had it there. With just 3 players, China finally puts their foot down.
Right at the end, China able to get a defensive stand. 20 seconds left here for Team USA to complete the map. They're not going to make any changes. They think they can get a touch here. You're going to have Raucus with the Coalescence, Space with the Gravitic Flux. No support ultimates, could be big. Space gets stunned up, they got to keep him alive.
He was very low, doesn't have a lot of healing. Coalescence has to be committed now. Super also feeling the heat. Space comes over the top, Gravitic Flux. Oh, he got both DPS! Unbelievable! That's perfect! He couldn't have asked for a better flux, but there's still more work to be done. China lacking damage, big time. Guchui's going to go down, and I tell you what, it's going to be a struggle out there for Elsa. Life is tough when Space is out there snatching up your DPS.
What a play.
Oh, he knows it too. He knows it.
As he catches both DPS players, brings them up in the sky. And that gives a huge advantage to Team USA there at the end.
That's what a hungry young superstar looks like. Tough one for China. They thought they could split their forces a little bit and use the DPS as part of the pincer, but both of them got caught up in the action and weren't able to help the rest of their team.
And they had the right idea because they go up to the high ground. Because if you remember the way the fight kicked off, Space is at 99% to that Flux, gets hit with an accretion, gets taken down to basically 1 HP. I mean, he's basically dead. They forced out the Coalescence early, and the damage dealers from China decide, hey, you know, we can get up there. They're weak, they're vulnerable. Let's meet them in the hall with the Reaper and the Doom, and it's a narrow choke up there. I mean, there's a good chance of getting a pick off, but Sinatra comes over the top. He gets the touch onto the cart. That is everybody doing the wave in here.
Looks pretty cool.
I haven't seen the wave since I was at a Mets game. I kind of went away with Shea Stadium, but I guess we can keep it going here at the Overwatch World Cup. But sick play from Space there at the end. USA.
It was risky too. He was so low.
They play the Bastion Widow here on defense, and are they going to try this dive again? The Diva's coming out. Bouchouet, does he stay on? He's going to go Winston. They're going to try this again. You know, what did not really work on King's Row. This is riskier, though. I mean, this could get pretty bad for China.
China can't push the car quite yet. They're going to try and dive on Sinatra. There is going to be an immortality field. Jinmu tries to deflect, but Bouchouet's already down. Well, Deja Vu strikes. So does Sinatra. China now have to work with 5 players. Bouchouet will be back in the fight real soon, though. Spawn is close. Space is caught out of position, or is he? Perhaps this has all gone to plan. Corey is ready to cover him with this Widow. Jinmu is on the hunt.
Yeah, in a situation like this,
Super's in trouble.
Your resource, Sigma's on the card. Rovkas is down here trying to keep Super up. So now China has found the pickoffs they wanted.
Yeah, Eileen gets rid of Moth there, and that's perfect from China. That's what they were looking for, just to try and wait if they could pull some individuals on USA out of position.
Well, you know, China's comp, like, these are players who are very good on these heroes. The issue is, as we saw a little bit from Jinmu's POV, he's a little bit weak. They have the player advantage. He goes up to try and challenge the Bastion, which Genji is good at. The issue is the immortality field is there, and not enough damage from some of these heroes right away to be able to deal with that immortality field and stay alive because they're so squishy as well.
They play a dangerous game. It's almost like they dive knowing that there's going to be a field. They have to survive the first dive and go for a second time. Sinatra, he's looking for, oh my! That came out of nowhere. Eviltal is down, he's able to sit on the cart and try to contest, but he's in a very dangerous spot and put to sleep. Moth, though, keeping an eye on him from long distance, keeping Sinatra up on his feet. Self-destruct. No one affected by that one there. Space has his own bubble, so does Super. Sinatra again hit with a biting grenade. He's got to be careful with another immortality field. That was timely.
Now China comes back in. They end up using their nano boosts on Bouchouet while he used the primal
at the same time, oddly enough.
Same time.
I guess because Bastion is still a problem and the damage reduction might be necessary even with the extra health.
But you would have loved to, I mean, look at this.
You want to stagger them, right?
Now you're going Orisa Sigma, but you're going to keep Jinmu on the Genji. If you felt that good about Blade,
you would have saved the nano.
Save the nano for the Blade. I mean, you have a good shot then.
Hard to explain what China is thinking right now. Bouchouet. Oh dear. Jinmu might just try a valiant solo Blade. Space is going to have an accretion for it. Oh, I like this. Defensive. Fantastic. That Dragon Blade's not going to go great for Jinmu. We have to get rid of a couple pets first. He does get rid of the immortality field, but there's too much healing for Sinatra. Corey's down, but that's the trade. 5v5, but Sinatra now falls, only 4 for the US. Eileen hit with the accretion, but Space can't finish the job. He's still staying alive, though. Here comes the Death Blossom, trying to go for a kinetic grasp, but it doesn't work out, and Eileen gets 2. Super will find himself a kill here and some extra stall, but he'll have to be content with that. Corey, much the same.
China will be able to get this first point as members of the USA at the end just come staggering out of the spawn there. As the USA, they do complete the map, but no time in the time bank. So let's see if China can push the tempo here and get a fast movement from A to B. That would be huge for their chances to finishing with some time.
Still plenty to work with as it stands. No more Genji for Jinmu, sadly. Does spot Sinatra, neither are interested in exchanging blows currently. Raucus, is he the target? No, Jinmu actually defensively goes for the seismic slam, just tries to drop in and peel for his backline. Moves slowly, ponderously. Creation hit! Oh, Jinmu's lucky to get out of that one alive, especially with the coalescence at play, but Sinatra was freed up to get rid of him. Corey can't Wraith walk away, but look at that. Raucus was waiting for him. Open arms and plenty of healing. And the USA come up with the goods once more.
They know as soon as that accretion comes in from space and it gets Jinmu low, the action you see is Raucus coalesce. They get really aggressive behind it. They know the doom is not coming in from China.
Is this how it ends?
Yeah, Sinatra on one side, Corey on the other. This is it. This is aggressive on defense.
It's all mine! Death buzzer from Corey. Trick or treat.
You're gonna win, try and win big. The supercharger invested there as well. Space now with the flux coming out of spawn.
Sinatra charges punch. China's still healthy. Meteor strike, bit of damage there, but the sound barrier was available. Super gonna go down, and the sound barrier had to be used, and just to get out of spawn, China had to use both of those support ultimates. That's not ideal.
And Space did not even use the gravitic flux, so Team USA, they get so much value out of that.
They're talking, I can see them talking with each other now. They said they don't have those support ults, this is where we can turn it.
Yes, they get right out to the spawn door. You know, it's a fun win the first time. The second win is massive. I mean, now you come back, both support ults, gravitic flux, a minute on the clock for China's offense. USA set up perfectly here for a hold.
Jinmu wants to go in. Overshoots slightly, but finds a coalesce. Raucus can't finish him off now with that healing. Meteor strike, super. He's done. Jinmu back to the rest of his team, but Raucus was able to find Eileen with a coalescence. That's huge. Jinmu now going down. It's a 4v4 though. Sinatra is still alive. The USA have some DPS. China do not. And they commit the sound barrier now. Damage, check. Extra health, check. Tanks, check.
Kyo's going to use the coalescence here, and he's the only one there. You're having the Doom and the Reaper come off spawn, but you use the coalescence to try and keep Gushui alive. And he falls, and now this is your last shot.
Time dwindles. This is it. Last chance for China to go for gold. But Jinmu and Eileen are already so low. The USA are ruthless. Jinmu is down. Eileen is missing. The seconds dwindle away. Evil Tal tried, but it's not enough. Finally, after 4 years, 3 years of heartbreak, for the very first time, the United States are your Overwatch World Cup champions.
It's a much different look for Team USA than previous years, but I think just the want and the need of getting this done definitely carried over from team to team. I know this means a ton to the players on USA. China also coming in second or silver medalists. They had a phenomenal tournament, great group stage. They make it all the way here. Fall a little bit short here in the final.
An important feather in the cap for one of the most prolific regions in global Overwatch. The United States have been waiting for an opportunity to stand where they do now. These players have been through a heck of a lot with their own teams respectively, but there's just something special about coming together, representing your home country and holding the trophy aloft.